Well, hello out there. Is anybody home? All right. There's some friends. What's going on, James Crash? Hell yeah. It's 3 o'clock. It's 3 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. And my name's Justin Sane. I'm here to hang out with all of you via live stream. What's up, everybody? Hey, what's up, Misty? Wow, this is so dope. It's just like, boom, automatically 500 friends to hang out with. This is so dope and very, very needed. I've been locked up in my house for quite a while, so it's really, really dope to be hanging out with everybody right now. I'm just going to sit here and chat with you all for like a couple of minutes, give everybody a chance to come in here. Give you a little update on my life and what's going on since we have a little bit of time before everyone gets in here. So let's take a minute. I'm going to take a sip of water. All right. I'm going to chew a piece of gum. Some of you have noticed that I chew gum when I play. And the reason for that is when I chew gum, it keeps my voice wet, and I don't have to drink that much water. So that's why I do it. I started doing it years ago. I saw Dave Grohl doing it in a video one time on MTV, like a live video. And I was like, oh, that's weird. He's chewing gum on stage. And so I thought about why he might be doing that. And then I thought, you know what? That's kind of interesting. I wonder if that keeps his voice wet. So I started chewing gum at that time. That said, okay, let's get into my life. As you can see, I haven't had a haircut in a while. My hawk's growing out. Clearly haven't brushed my hair today. Kind of liking it though. Maybe it'll be a thing. As some of you know, the last time I was kind of did an anti-flag live stream, I talked about the fact that I went into self-isolation because I wanted to be able to go spend time with my dad, and who is also in self-isolation. He's in self-isolation with my nephew, and had a little snag there because I started my self-isolation, but then my girlfriend who was traveling, she came home, and that was a really good thing, obviously. And definitely we want everybody to be in the most safe environment for themselves and to be in the most safe place. So that was really important and really cool. But I had to start my self-quarantine all over again, which is totally fine. And things are going well. I'm well. My dad's well. But what's really dope is that in 2 or 3 days, we'll be able to go over and kick it with my dad and my nephew. So I'm really stoked about that. That's something that's really exciting. For those of you who don't know, I wrote it down on this piece of paper. It's April 11th, 2019. The first thing that struck me, it's about a week out from my mom's birthday. So just thinking fondly of my mom. But secondly, it's Saturday. So for those of you who don't know, it is Saturday. I know that as this thing draws on, if you're anything like me, I thought yesterday was Monday. So I was like totally confused. But moving on from there, now that we all got our bearings, we know what's up. I'm coming to you from home, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Want to play a few songs for you. I guess, yeah, I should mention that whenever I go over to see my dad, I hear that he's got a good bottle of Irish whiskey over there waiting for us. So I guess him and I will be able to sip a little bit of that Irish whiskey together, which is a little exciting. We could talk about the good old days before COVID-19. But look, to get serious for a minute, I know a lot of people are struggling right now. You hear a lot of rough stories. You know, you just watch the news, you see a lot of rough things. I know that some people close to us have ended up in the ICU. Thank goodness, none of them have passed away. But I know that some people have lost people. So I just want to send my sincere and heartfelt sympathies out to all those people who are struggling in whatever way it may be. And you know, and to the people on the front lines who feel the urgent need to go to work, like the doctors and the nurses, the people who have no choice, people who, because of the kind of economy we live in, they can't, they're not financially prepared to sit something like this out. They don't have the privilege to sit at home. My heart just goes out to those people so much, and it's totally wrong. And that's something that we can talk about a little later in this chat. The fact that we really need to overhaul this economic system and this unjust economic system that we live under. I guess that would bring me up to the current state of affairs right now in the United States. Now we have way over, we have more cases than anywhere else in the world. And that's just by official estimates. They're doing so little testing here. The fact that we are just blowing past other nations and the amount of cases that we have here is inexcusable. And it's really just, it's a lack of responsible leadership. And it comes down to the fact that Trump is a narcissist. He's selfish. And, he's always just looking out for himself. And let's keep in mind, Trump didn't run to serve the public good, right? Trump ran because he just wanted to serve himself and his own selfish needs. So, of course, he's putting all of his own selfish needs in front of the public good. And so for that reason, my friends, I believe that we should play a song about fucking shitty politicians that look out for their own selfish interests instead of everyone else's. This one's called Turncoat. Turncoat, killer, liar, thief, criminal with protection of the law. Go! State laws dressed up as evening news, broadcast by corpses calling you. Some people they will never know. With you or against you, I am against you because you're a turncoat, killer, liar, thief, criminal with protection of the law. Turncoat, killer, liar, thief, criminal with protection of the law. In your corner makes me wanna douse myself in gasoline. Civil science for life, yo, too brainwashed to see the truth. Use anyone you can. Whoa, whoa, whoa. Turncoat, killer, liar, thief, criminal with protection of the law. Turncoat, killer, liar, thief, criminal with protection of a killer. Oh no, liar, oh no, and you're turncoat. Criminal with protection of the law. The law. Criminal with protection of the law. Fucking right. Ain't it the truth? So, this guitar that I'm playing is my sister's guitar. And she lent it to me a long time ago when she came and visited me from California. And Lucy, I know you're out there right now listening, because Lucy's always kind of been like my biggest proponent in music. She was the one that was like, you should learn how to play guitar. You should start a band. Let's do a punk band. She was even actually in the original lineup of Anti-Flag that we had, Pat and I had really early on, and then we kind of disbanded. And when we came back, she went off and was like living a totally different life. She was became an airplane pilot, but Pat and I decided, hey, let's run with this idea that we had with Lucy all those years ago. And so I just wanted to give a big shout out to her. I thought it'd be dope to play a song that, that's possible because she kind of led me down this path. I'm really grateful for that. And all of my brothers and sisters, they're really remarkable people. And they've always all supported the band so much. It's pretty unreal. So I know that there's a lot of systems of mutual aid out there right now, people helping each other. Right before I got on here, I was looking at Twitter and I saw a post by somebody who was saying, look, I've been a pastor for years. I know a lot of you can't have services right now if you've lost a loved one, and I would be willing, if you want me to set up a conference, a video conference for you, and I can be the pastor during it, and just seeing the best in people that's coming out and seeing how people are helping each other. It's just one of those amazing examples. So, even in this time, I think there's a lot of hope. Carrying on sort of like with the thought about my sister and my brothers and sisters, I'm going to retire this guitar, but I'm going to retire it actually because I didn't change the strings on it. But I wanted to show you this guitar because, so this was my first electric guitar, and it was bought for me by my sister Lucy, who I was just talking about. And so I've had it for all these years, and it's a pretty dope guitar. It's a Gibson Sonex 180. And still have it. It's really sentimental to me. It's a really important guitar to me. Funnily enough, we were pretty poor kids. We didn't have a lot of money. My sister certainly didn't have a lot of money to go buying me guitars. So it's a pretty cheap guitar. But I still used it, and I played it for years and years. And I have this picture. This is a picture of me playing early on. I'm wearing a Pleasurehead shirt. The Pleasureheads was actually one of the very first bands I was ever in. They're an old Pittsburgh punk band. And, getting a little air there, a little younger version of Justin Sane, catching some air. And I just thought you might find that cool. Little bit of anti-flag history there. But I have a newer, shinier guitar these days, and this is a really, really, really nice Taylor guitar that got really recently, and thought that it would be it's just a better go-to for me right now, especially since I just changed the strings on it. So, let's get into another song, eh? It's really amazing watching how the media is treating things right now, whether it has to do with the presidential race or whether it has to do with covering COVID. It really just makes me realize how, something Antifax has been saying about forever, just the idea that how important media that we can trust and rely on is. So, for me, I go to Democracy Now!, I go to The Intercept. There's even amazing reporting in the mainstream, too. There's really great reporters out there. Like James Risen, for example, was at the New York Times forever, and I think he's indisputable as far as his reputation goes and somebody that you can trust. So when you look at individual reporting, whether it's in the New York Times or the Washington Post, and the Guardian, there's slanted reporting out there. There's reporting definitely that I believe the corporate elites put their thumb on or interfere in. I have no doubt about it. But I also know that there's a lot of amazing reporting out there. I think reporters are some of the people that I respect the most in this world because of them, we're able to keep a semblance of honesty and truth in our society and keep our society as just as we can and as flawed as it is. Without them, we would be in so much more danger. I guess I could go on forever about that, but I just sort of talking about what's going on today with the current presidential campaign. You kind of look at, in the mainstream, we had, the mainstream kind of demonizing Bernie Sanders at any chance they could, not ever attacking Joe Biden, really, giving him pretty much a free pass. And that way putting their scale on things. I think what we're going to see in the general election is we're going to see that Trump is going to just nail Joe Biden on so many issues that the mainstream media hasn't really sussed out, which I think is a real disservice, unfortunately. That said, when we wrote this next song, The Press Corps, what we were really talking about is when the media fails us. And when the media fails us, we have like total disasters. For example, we have things like war, right? So the Iraq War came out of a great failure of the media to actually do their job and challenge the powerful. And as a result, that led to that war. And really what the media did is they walked lockstep and barrel, they walked lockstep with the White House and with really just the lies that the White House were putting out about the possibility of Iraq being a danger to America. And that ultimately led us into a really disastrous war that cost over 1 million Iraqi lives and affected so many other thousands, including thousands of U.S. troops that were killed, even more who were injured and suffer to this very day. I mean, one of the highest groups of people on the streets these days are veterans. And that should tell you a lot about how the government treats our troops and how the government treats our veterans. And it also, to me, is the greatest reason why I would never encourage anyone to join the military. Because really, the government just uses people. They, especially when it comes to the military, good people go in thinking they're going to do good things, and then they get used in some fucking bullshit war over oil like Iraq. And for that reason, I can't encourage people to go into the military. But if you want to do something altruistic, you can still become a first responder. You can, there's a lot of things that you can do to go out and help your community. You can become a community activist. There's so many things. So, enough of me rambling. I guess it's something I like to do. The song's called The Press Corps. Memo says he gotta work to make the facts fit the false charges. The wall over the eyes of the fucking masses. The people in the back for the corporate choice. For the propaganda out using the people's voice. The press give a scribble every eye truth spoke. Shoot it around the country like an April Fool's joke. Hype the nation for a death and some love affair. Wave a salt stripes like you just don't care. They talk it up all day, they talk it up all night. They talk until the face turns red, white and blue. The truth escapes at night and called into the day. You find a picture still lost you. They don't want to talk about it. Want to tiptoe, walk around it. With a flag and mindlessly salute. Talk about it, wanna tiptoe, walk around it, with a flag and cowardly salute. Oh, no. And on the TV screen, our version into version, it's a flavor of today. What's it, WMD's our democracy? Blame it on the message of the CIA. The White House press totally has something to say. The White House oils our actions, even got it wrong. The press are just unboxing in the White House song. Well, over in Iraq and into them because of lies. The spineless sergeant mean press cops are taking lives. They talk it up all day, they talk it up all night. They talk until the face turns blue. The truth escapes at night, calling to the day. You find a picture still askew. They don't want to talk about it. Want to tiptoe, walk around it. With a flag and mindlessly salute. I don't want to talk about it. Want to tiptoe, walk around it. With a flag and cowardly salute. Oh no. Fires fueled on endless lies. Black shrouds, cold desert skies. A nation's viewpoint, blood and lead as embeds report what they're fed. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk about it. We don't want to talk. We don't want to. We don't want to talk about it. We don't wanna. They don't want to talk about it. Want to tiptoe, walk around it. With a flag in mind as they salute. They don't want to talk about it, wanna tiptoe walk around it, with a flag in count what they salute. Oh, whoa. Woo. You know what? I should look at some of your comments. Let me check it out. You know, give me a chance to catch my breath, which is never a bad thing. Well, I love you too. You are fucking awesome. Aw, thanks everybody. I appreciate the replies and the applause. Any burning questions? How many black shirts do you own, Justin? I only have 4 black shirts, and I wash them out in the back in a tub in my backyard, and I just recycle them over and over again. That's how I roll. That's when I do wash them. Alright, that's not true. Oh, that's so cool. Thanks, CCO. Wow. What do I use to put up my mohawk? So it really depends. But I mostly just use a blow dryer, and I just blow dry it up, and it just kind of goes that way. And then at that point you can just use a little hairspray, and it stays pretty good. So it seems like some kind of like mystery, like magic, but it's not. Well, so with the Harry Potter, I thought it would be kind of dope to wear this shirt. Maybe I'll talk about where I am a little bit for a second. So I got the Gryffindor shirt on because I want to remind us all to be brave. I want to remind us all to do the right thing. If you're just staying home, you're helping. So that's a really important thing to be doing. I picked up this shirt actually in Mexico last time we were in Mexico, and a friend of mine got this shirt for me, a friend of the band, which I thought was super cool. Actually, I don't know if you can see it, but had Sane printed on the back and the number 7, which for those of you who know that Harry Potter lore, that's a big part of the Harry Potter lore, the 7 Horcruxes, which is pretty dope. So that's kind of a cool thing, and I thought that'd be kind of a fun thing to do. My musical soundtrack, a lot of it really has revolved around Rancid. That's not a lot different than my normal life. The Ramones, Rancid, Bouncing Souls, The Clash. So a lot of cool stuff there. Big respect for Hufflepuffs. Some of the greatest people in my life are Hufflepuffs. So, including my nephew Michael, who is a very proud Hufflepuff. Big up to you, Michael. Hell yeah. Well, check it out. Let's do my song. I don't know, for a lot of you, just looking at my set here, a lot of you probably may not know that I did a solo record. I did a solo record like a long time ago. And on that record, I wrote a song about a place called the 61C Cafe. And, sorry, I'm just checking out a couple more of your questions. Okay, cool. Yeah, so wrote a solo record. You can find it at AF Records. So if you go to AF Records, you can find it. Just look up my name. Anyway, so there is a coffee shop called the 61C Cafe. And I wrote a song about that cafe, or at least in part about that cafe. A lot of people think that the 61C Cafe has that name because if you go there, you can get a cup of coffee for 61 cents, or maybe because they open the cafe whenever coffee costs 61 cents. That's not the case at all, so don't go there with that expectation. You're going to be incredibly let down. No, but the reality is that the 61C Cafe is named because there was a bus line. The bus line goes right past the 61C, and the bus is the 61C. I used to actually ride that bus in high school. I went to high school in that neighborhood. It's called Squirrel Hill. It's a Squirrel Hill section of Pittsburgh. It's one of my favorite neighborhoods in Pittsburgh. It's a fucking awesome neighborhood. So anyway, I dated this girl, and she worked at the 61C Cafe, and we had a great time together. We had an incredible romance, and then she decided that she was going to go away to college, and I decided to write this song. You can decide if we got back together after she came back from college or not. The song's called 61C Cafe. I'll catch you again someday on the streets of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Then again, maybe not. Where we can sit and reminisce about our younger years and how we'd stay in bed all day when we should have been in class. Then in the night, that light shone down upon you, made you look like the star that you were. Then in the night, that light shone down upon you, made you look like the star that you are. Cold days spent on those streets, through winter breezes, freezing gusts of wind, cutting razors to my ears. Those bitter cold days cast your silhouette, angel-like, through the fogged-up cafe glass. Reality became a dream. Then in the night, that light shone down upon you, made you look like the star that you were. Then in the night, that light shone down upon you, made you look like the star that you were. Driving you to the airport, watching you walk up to the plane that did carry you away. You were too sad to look back to say goodbye, so I'm not gonna tell you what you missed. And I'm not gonna tell myself that I will ever find you glowing in those lights again, 'cause I don't know if I will ever have that chance. But still, I'll never forget those days we had, and I'll never forget those nights in the dark, in the quick black moonlight. The streets of this town are still cold and still windy, but the 61C doesn't feel the same. You said let's just leave it to fate, so I guess I'll just have to leave it to fate and wait and remember these days turn to nights, when in the night that light shone down upon you, made you look like the star that you were. When in the night that light shone down upon you, yeah. I have another song on that record that I wrote when I was in university. It's gonna be full of like all these really, really smart people, and I just found that it was just like an overwhelming majority of the people at my university were just total fuckheads. And even the ones that were like really smart, who did really well in tests and things like that, like they explain why the best the Democratic Party can do is Joe Biden, and they explain why Donald Trump is our president. And I wrote this song. It's kind of a song of scorn about all of those people. And it's kind of funny, in retrospect, Joe Biden fits this song perfectly, because I'm sure he was like a frat dude, and, you know, it's kind of like, well, if you listen to the lyrics, you'll probably see what I mean. The song's called College Avenue. Sitting on the corner of College Avenue. Oh, give me a minute. Sorry. It's been a while since I played this one. I want to bring the lyrics up. If I can. Where are they at? Nope. I guess it's called Google. Give me a minute. I could try to rough my way through it, but if I get stuck, I'm totally fucked, because then I'll just be sitting here looking awkward. Everybody will feel awkward. Alright, I think I got it. Hopefully I don't need them, but just in case I do. Sitting on the corner of College Avenue, wondering to myself, how could one so smart be so stupid? More education in a lifetime, and yet you're so foolish. Brainwashed to the core, like a stupid fucking drone. Just because you're book smart don't mean you're not a chump. Yeah. Sitting on the corner of College Avenue, wondering, oh, nope, let's try again. Take two. Sitting on the corner of College Avenue, watching the co-eds passing me by, each lost in their lives, dreaming of fraternity boys and sorority girls who've argued to me our house isn't like the rest, we're different, self-important fucks, living in a dream world. Someday one of these assholes will be running the world, the fucking world. Someday one of these thousands of assholes on this very campus may become famous for something they do. Yeah. They will cure a disease or even figure out just to touch a world peace. But then again, when I look around, I think to myself, maybe not. Let's just do a song I know well. Took the 60 bucks on Campbell Benton, and he was waiting for the pawn rock stoppers. Oh, when a spare room for change. I started thinking, I'm not drinking. I too much of that day. Somebody, where do you go when you're only 15? With the music execution in the taco revolution, you're pleasing me. From the truth, the way it goes. Give up the truth, I'm a radical. Give up the truth, the boots, the record on my stereo. The radio is playing, Desmond Decker was singing on the 43 bus as we come up the hill. Nothing in common but the reggae drumming, and we all come from on loving homes. I said, why even bother? I picked up the bottle, Mr. Bus Driver, please let these people on. Rude girl, Carol was a miniskirt girl. My blurry ambition saw nothing wrong with a music execution in a taco revolution. It bleeds in me. And it goes, give on the boot, the roots, the radicals, give them a radical, give on my strength. The roots, the radicals, give on the boot, the radical, the roots, the stereo. Stereo! Yeah, yeah, yeah. Yeah, 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 yeah. That's what it's about. Yeah, 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 yeah. One more time. Yeah, 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 yeah. Took the 60 bus out of downtown Camel Benzonato. He was on the, he was wet and foamy. All the punk rockers and the moon stompers are out on the corner where the same. And the radio was singing on the 40-day bus. Girl, Carol was on, but never anything wrong. Pushing in the taco revolution, it bleeds in me. You fucking radicals, give up the boot. You know I'm a radical. Give up the boot, the roots, the reggae on my stereo. Give up the boot, the radicals. Give up the boot. You know I'm a radical. Give up the boot, the reggae on my stereo. And you better fucking believe. Yeah, little Rancid to make. Just kind of touching on the fact that right now this economic system is just like not working for almost everyone, and you know, it's the reality that sort of the people in power, especially the economic elites, especially the political elites, they sort of worship capitalism as public policy, right? So they worship capitalism, and it's meant to always be the solution to things. And the reality is that capitalism doesn't set good public policy, because what you're doing is saying that the economic good of a few people really is more important than the welfare of everyone else. And that's where I think something like Bernie Sanders' campaign was. You could look at Bernie Sanders' campaign and just say, oh, it was a failure. He did it. And I say, you know, it put it on the table that American conscience 5 years ago. Whether, you know, it comes to a living wage, a $15 minimum wage, then moving on beyond those issues, economics onto racial equality and so many more issues. Including the environment, and when I talk criminal justice reform. So there are so many issues that are put on the table, but I think that what's so important is that those of us who believe in having a just and egalitarian society, we have to keep pushing. We need to keep talking about the fact that we need to overhaul this economic system, that it doesn't work for everyone. And I'm dead up. I'm serious. I'm talking like no fucking millionaires, no billionaires. Like there should not be a fucking millionaire on this planet. You know, with this economic inequality, much despair, leaves being left behind. A guy like Michael Bloomberg should not be able to come in and be pulling at zero, basically, and then run a $500 million worth of ads and then be pulling at, you know, whatever it is that he got up to. I mean, that's just ridiculous. And that's called buying a political system, right? So it just shows a small percentage of how money in politics makes our politics dysfunctional, but it also leaves so many people who are underrepresented. So with that in mind, I thought I'd do a song called The Economy is Suffering. Let it die. I've seen a lot of rip-offs in my life. I've seen a lot of scams, a lot of crooks and crooked schemes, crooked sharks. Part one of the story reads a liquor store thief, stick-up man, run into the clink, never coming back, yeah, till the day is grey and old. rip-offs in my life. The rip-offs of the old and of the young, the weak, the sick, the never known. Stabbed repeatedly in the back by the Wall Street suit. Washington hack, lining up the pockets with the people's cash and laughing all the way to the bank. Do you wanna live your life a slave and change from the cradle to the grave? The economy is suffering, let it die. Do you wanna live your life a slave and change from the cradle to the grave? The economy is suffering, let it die. Yeah. I've seen a lot of bailouts in my life, but why is it we never see a bailout for the homeless and the poor? And while we're on the subject, I could use a few bucks for a guitar amp, a new 6-string, and a tank of gas, yeah. Everything that I want, we're so fucked, and we don't give a fuck, yeah, we're so fucked, and no, we just don't care, cause we're so fucked. This world is shit I love. We don't give a f. Do you wanna live your life a slave and change from the cradle to the grave? The economy is suffering, let it die. Do you wanna live your life a slave and change from the cradle to the grave? The economy is suffering, let it die. When the city burns down, when the city will all be warm. When the city will all be warm. When the city burns down, all be warm. Well, fucked. $1 trillion could buy a lot of bling. $1 trillion could buy almost anything. $1 trillion's buying guns. $1 trillion and the hands of killers, thugs. Fuck the world, lot of people gotta die tonight. Fuck the world, fuck them all. $1 trillion to Africa, Iraq. $1 trillion, that shit's never coming back. $1 trillion could buy some badass drugs. $1 trillion, it fucking makes me wanna kill myself. Fuck the world, lot of people gotta die tonight. Fuck the world, fuck them all until the sun burns up the sky. until the sun burns so bright this world is no more. Sun burns up the sky, and all the people are just dust on the ground. $1 trillion could buy a heart or soul. $1 trillion buying nations all the world. $1 trillion to make all Instagram sing. $1 trillion, oh, a bullshit fucking thing. Fuck the world, a lot of people gotta die tonight. Fuck the world, a lot of people gotta die tonight. Shitloads of money spent will show us wrong from right. Fuck the world and fuck them all. I was playing that song just now, and I was thinking about the art behind me. It's street art. It was made by the artist Shepard Fairey. And a couple years ago, Tu and I and our girlfriends, we went to, it was a lot of years ago now, but we went to Munich, and there was a G20 protest there, and a really good friend of ours, a really amazing street artist, his name is No Name. He was working on a project with Shepard Fairey and invited us over to come over and do something with an installation that he was doing. And it was all around this protest of the G20. And so No Name did some really incredible art. Tu and I played some acoustic sets. We performed at a protest that in the main square in Munich, which is something I'll never forget. What was amazing about it was just sort of what we're just, what I'm singing about in $1 trillion, the idea that, it's really important to put human life before the profits of the warmongers, that they're unbelievably, there are people who really believe, like, fuck the world and fuck them all. Like, they're perfectly willing to sell weapons that they know are going to be used in war and ongoing conflicts that are happening today in the world, so that they can be rich and so that they can live lives of luxury. And so it was just kind of wild to be sitting here and seeing this street art by Shepard Fairey behind me while playing that song, and just really drove home to me the fact that I'm really grateful to the opposition who is out there, and people are willing to raise their voice and say, look, human lives are much more important than war profits. And more than that, what they were saying in Munich is that war profiteers have to be held accountable. And I 100% believe that. So, it's easy for me to go on and on, because I talk about one thing and it makes me think of another thing. And but I'll leave it at that. I don't want to talk too much because, I don't want to bore you all. But I'm going to play one or two more songs, and I want to make sure I didn't miss anything in my set that I was thinking about playing for you. All right, cool. All right, how's about, what time is it? I've been going for almost an hour. How's about we just do one more? And look, I just want to say that stay positive, stay up. There's so many good people in the world doing good things. And if you think you're alone, you're not. We're all here right now. It's a big part of why we're doing this, that we're all here right now. And there is a lot of darkness in the world right now. There's a lot of ugliness. There's homophobia, racism, sexism, xenophobia. It goes on and on, right? But the reality is that there are issues on the table right now that have never been on the table, especially here in the United States. And the reason that they're on the table, the reason they're there, the reason that the Bernie Sanders campaign was able to happen is because there are movements like Sunrise Movement, for environmental justice, Black Lives Matter, the movement for a living wage, movement for affordable housing. The Bernie Sanders campaign doesn't happen unless there's people like you who care about these issues, and there's already a foundation in place for him to run on and for him to reach out to and organize with. And what we've seen over the years now is that these movements have coalesced. They've all come around each other, and that they're all supporting one another. And the thing that the Democratic establishment fucking hated about Bernie Sanders is that he actually gave a place for those movements to come together. And, the Democratic elites have spent years and years building up a system where they have their power that's protected. And they don't want to be challenged by these mass movements. They're like, hey, get the fuck off our lawn. What, you want rights? Like, fuck you, get out of here. And, we have an opportunity right now simply by supporting one another to keep those ideas moving forward in the mainstream. If Bernie Sanders is an elected president, it takes longer, right? But the reality is that it really wasn't about Bernie Sanders. It's about the movements that coalesced around him. That's really what it was about. So don't lose heart. Don't give up. Do the next best thing you can do. Whatever's in your power to do that. And don't feel bad if you can't do more. We all do the best we can. That's what's so fucking awesome about this community. I mean, none of us are perfect, but we're all doing the best that we can. And that's where I find my inspiration over and over again, from all the people out there who are trying to do the best they can for other people and just generally being good to each other. That's that goes so far, and it goes so far for every individual. So I've been ending my live streams with the song Unbreakable because I think that that's what it's about. It's about getting knocked down, but getting back up, and you don't get up alone. You reach out to people, and people help you get back up. And that we when we're all taking care of each other, when we're all supporting each other, no matter how bad things are, we're going to be okay. And that's ultimately what it's about. So this one's called Unbreakable. I get knocked down, I get back up again. Yeah, back by my family and my friends. Yeah, a vicious culture leaves us lost in life, born on hatred, born on spite. Watch the phoenix rising up. This ain't no fucking joke. Unbreakable, unbreakable today. Unbreakable in every single way. Whoa, whoa. No, don't let them back you against the wall. Yeah, and make you feel like you're nothing, nothing at all. Cause we're not broken and we don't scare. Keep your claim because we don't care. What doesn't kill us now will lead us back from hell. Unbreakable, unbreakable today. Unbreakable in every single way. Unbreakable, ready to face the world. Unbreakable, and I'm ready to feel the sharp shock of the phoenix rising, rising out of the east, rising with the sun. And the moment you realize that nothing can keep you down, roll with the punches, everything they throw. Look sharp and tell yourself you're gonna make it through. Unbreakable, unbreakable today. Unbreakable, I'm never gonna change. Unbreakable, unbreakable today. Unbreakable in every single way. Unbreakable, it's time to face the world. Unbreakable, and I'm ready to feel the sharp shock of the phoenix rising. That's the fucking truth. Take care of everybody. Be well to yourselves, alright? And I'll be seeing you again sooner than later, alright? Alright, take care. Mwah. Peace.